For this hip workout, you don't need a bunch of equipment. Having a yoga block or some cushions or something similar to this is just fine. Using ankle weights will be fantastic for building more strength in your hip muscles as well. I'm doing this whole workout on an exercise mat. You could probably do this on your bed as long as it's not too squishy. You can also use a padded weight bench or a couple of yoga mats if they're stacked on top of each other. If you don't have exercise mats handy, you can also put towels down on the side of your hip to cushion it on the floor so that it doesn't feel quite so sensitive when you're doing these exercises. All right, let's get into it. Before we get started, I want to mention that I'm wearing ankle weights, but that doesn't mean you need to be wearing them right now. Only wear them when you feel ready. When you first start with this workout, just do the whole thing without ankle weights and only add them for the exercises that feel like you are ready for them. All right, so let's get into the first exercise. We're going to lift both legs up like this, and we're gonna have the low back nice and flat into the floor. Your hands are gonna be reaching, head's gonna be up like this. Then you're going to slowly lower one foot down towards the floor and bring it back up, down towards the floor, bring it back up. Only go as far as you can go without your low back feeling like it's arching and lifting off of the floor. So if that means you can't move at all, that's fine. Don't move your legs at all. Just keep them in the start position. All right, so we're gonna do this for 1 minute. Here we go, reaching, and then our foot goes down and back up. Down and back up. So again, ankle weights are optional. You want to keep that low back nice and flat. You're trying to be able to touch the floor without losing low back stability, without the pelvis tipping into anterior tilt. If you can do this near a mirror, it would be great, so you don't start doing this. Keep your head and neck in line and kind of close to the floor. Try to tilt that head down, reaching with the fingers. All right, I'm gonna take a 25-second rest and transition. So we're going to take the yoga block, and it's going to be under your right knee. You can put this high, you can put this low. If you need more or less cushion, it doesn't matter. Play around, find what feels tough for you. I'm going to go right here, and 1 minute. We're lifting the foot and ankle up. When you do this, make sure you're not just moving the pelvis into anterior tilt. You want to keep it stable. So if that means you have very limited range, that's fine. Another thing to think about is glute engagement. I don't know if other people do this, but I definitely noticed that my glute max would try to completely check out, and I'd lose stability around the SI joint. And I'd also get anterior pelvic tilt. But if I keep it squeezed, my pelvis stays a lot more stable, my abs have some sort of counter force, and then I can also feel the anterior and lateral portion of my hip working better because the whole symphony is playing together. All right, let's go ahead and relax, and then we're going to switch sides. So you can see it here from the back. What we're working on is hip internal rotation with the hip in extension. The other leg is in front of you, keeping you stable. Hand planted, and up we go. So the foot, ankle rise up. Trying not to use body English, little cheats to try to fake it. You really want to feel the muscles of the front and side of your hip working to do the lifting here. And you want to try to get that foot and ankle up as high as you can, hopefully so that the foot and ankle get higher than the knee, but that will depend on how high you have the knee positioned, whether you have some muscles that are restricting that. It can also depend on the geometry of your femur and the sockets for the femur in the pelvis, where those sockets are aligned. But you keep trying to get that foot and ankle higher. And go ahead and relax. So that's internal rotation on both sides. Then we're going to take this here. So I'm going to my right side now. Gonna fold over this way. Position this top leg wherever you feel is doable and comfortable for you. Maybe it's like this. Maybe you need another cushion under it. It's fine. And we're lifting. So now I'm getting external rotation of my right leg. Play around with the height. I think I actually need it right there today. Yep. We're just trying to get external rotation. You might feel this in your inner thigh muscles. You might feel this on your outer hip. There's a lot of muscles that contribute to hip external rotation. Also play around with the knee bend. So the more I bend my knee, I find the more difficult hip external rotation becomes for me. So I'm like really trying to bend it and then rotate. Holding. And yeah, good. Go ahead and relax. Then you can switch to your left leg. So you're just positioning that knee on top of your yoga block or your cushion. And you're just lifting, okay? So and this leg wherever feels comfortable. And here we go. Lift. This side. The amount of knee bend doesn't feel as important on this side for me. It actually feels harder when my knee is more straight. So just something to pay attention to with your body. What does your body think is easy? What does your body think is hard? Just holding and pausing at the top can be real fun. It's getting a real burn for me in the inner thigh. All right, good. And then we're gonna go ahead and relax. If your hips and your body and everything just feel like toast already, it's good to know. You can hit pause, you can take a break, do whatever you need to do. Maybe don't do 2 rounds today, but I'm gonna do 2 rounds right now. And while you're taking this brief rest, I invite you to go to uprighthealth.com/HH to check out the Healthy Hips program when you're done with this video. It is a comprehensive program to help you build stronger, more flexible hips with follow-along workouts similar to this one, but with a lot more options and variations that'll help you whether you're a beginner student or a more advanced student. So remember, uprighthealth.com/HH. Link will be in the description. All right, let's get back to it. We're gonna do the abs again. Here we go, starting now. So again, try to keep that head and neck close to the floor in good alignment. Keep that lower back flat into the floor. It's a lot of things happening at once. Nice, good. Let's take a rest. Set up that right leg for your internal rotation, but this time we're gonna go into hip flexion. So we're here. Instead of extension, we're on flexion, and then we're lifting like this. Okay, so here we go. You should feel outer hip, front hip. You might feel a little bit around the femur here, around the greater trochanter. You can play around with where this knee is positioned. So if you want to have it more up here, you want to have it more down there, it's all fine. You're still trying to get internal rotation. Lift that foot and ankle high, higher than the knee. But keep pressing into your cushion, your block, whatever you got, so that you're not just lifting the knee up like this. You want to be pressing that down while creating that rotation. And also make sure you're not just hiking your hip up, right? So pay attention to that. It's the femur doing the motion. All right, good. We're gonna switch to the other side. So your bottom leg is straight, top leg is somewhere in front of you where you feel it's difficult in some way. And find the height that works for you. And here we go, lifting. Make sure you keep the pelvis still, you keep the abs engaged. See what happens when you're squeezing the glute a little bit. Does that help you feel the right stuff firing or not? Don't let the low back cheat while you're doing this. You can also play around with the amount of knee bend, maybe a little straighter, maybe more bent. Figure out what feels right for you. Ooh, and this one, for me, more bend is tougher. Feels good though, tough in a really good way. All right, good. Relax. Then we're gonna be doing the right leg. So this time, I'm gonna switch around so you can see it. We're bringing the hip into flexion and we're gonna work on the external rotation. So position that block wherever it needs to be. Set it a little higher. And then up. And you can play with this with your body position as well. So I'm kind of closed in towards the floor, but I could also do this facing up towards the floor. Just want to make sure we're focusing on creating external rotation. We feel stable, pelvis is stable, abs are able to keep the spine in a good shape. We're not torquing and twisting and wobbling with the spine and the pelvis. And just play around with it. You could have the knee further away from the body, so this is a bigger angle. You could be up closer here. Whatever feels like a good challenge for you. All right, good. And spin so you can see it. The top leg is just acting as a stabilizer. And bring this up higher. All right. And let's go. Slow and controlled. Really trying to get a nice range of motion. A lot of times this is super weak because you never, ever, ever, ever train this. Certainly not in standard gym setups will you be ever asked to make your hip muscles do these rotations. You know, squats and deadlifts and everything are wonderful, wonderful exercises, but there are other things that your hips need to feel good. Nice, good. And that's gonna do it for this workout. If you liked this, drop me a comment down below. And be sure to check out the Healthy Hips program at uprighthealth.com/HH. It's got tons of workout options and self-tests that you can use to make your hips healthier and happier at home. It's got tons of workout options for beginner and advanced students, so wherever you are in your journey to more flexibility and strength in your hips, it will help you and it will teach you something. So go check it out at uprighthealth.com/HH. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already and get a free program on my website at uprighthealth.com/BRB. It'll help you rebuild your body and your mind at home. Link is also in the description box. I hope you always remember that pain sucks, life shouldn't.